I've just come back from a few days break and holiday, and I've been reflecting upon the fact that there is so much anxiousness in the corporate world. It's understandable. People who had their businesses under control, working on plans, find those plans in disarray. People who had hopes for 2020, those hopes have often disappeared depending on the sector. And I'm struck by the huge amount of anxiety amongst company directors. It's unparalleled to anything I've ever seen before in my career. I have one simple message that I hope is a message of some slight encouragement in the gloom. It's a message for company directors whose business feels like it's imploding or has some signs of financial distress. And the very simple message is not technical, it is this: take expert advice. You want advice and analysis of your situation. It's the Bible that actually says, don't be anxious, because by being anxious you cannot add 1 hour to the duration of your life. And whether or not you believe the Bible generally, that is an accurate statement. Worrying is not going to improve your business. And I know from personal experience that is much easier said than lived out in practice. But taking advice can help your business. Often, to go to the best advisors will not cost anything for some initial time and some initial analysis. It doesn't need to be from us, but take expert advice from a specialist insolvency practitioner or restructuring solicitor, someone that can actually help you understand what the options are. For surely it would be far better, rather than labouring in the dark about what might be the case, to understand factually where you are and what the options are. If there is bad news, surely you're better to have some certainty about what that bad news is rather than worrying about it. And often I have found that company directors worry unnecessarily about some of the consequences of what bad news may be. Surely you're better to hear it. I am astounded by the number of company directors who are in sectors that are struggling, who have not yet had restructuring advice in relation to their business. Sometimes it's because of a failure of the restructuring profession to communicate that we can do something to help. Sometimes it's because of bad experiences in the past. Sometimes it's a worry about cost, and a good restructuring advisor will soon tell you when the clock is starting ticking and what kind of costs will be involved. As I say, usually there will be a listening ear. There are people that can help. And restructuring advisors, we're really bad at helping people through the mental stress and anguish. We're not properly equipped for it. But I can tell you experimentally, while I don't profess that we can solve all your problems and solve all the understandable mental pressure, I've seen it with my own eyes, that once you have some advice and an expert listening ear, it can help tremendously how you're feeling and your outlook about the situation. If you do anything, take some advice about your position.